Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Super Subs Podcast, hosted by your favorite twins, uh, Rish and Narv. So today we're playing a little game. Um, Narvin wanted to kind of go through a list of different categories of which player would we rather choose in various categories. Um, Inspired by a guy on Instagram, we like his content a lot. Forget his username, but definitely want to give him a shout out.
You sent me one of his posts, and then ever since then, followed his account, and like he's better than Roy Hudson and Peter Drury.
Yeah, his commentary is great.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so he usually does player comparisons.
Yeah, what's his username?
I think it's TechZeno.
Yeah, Texino. Yeah, that's right. Shout out Texino.
So that's his IG handle right there. So everyone give a follow. And then these quotes, these are his staple sayings in pretty much all videos. All right.
Whoopsie.
The all real no BBL sends me all the time. All right. First category. Best Rolls Royce. We got Yaya Touré versus Mousa Dembélé.
All right. So, do you want to just, I guess, say who we chose first, and then we'll just get into it?
Yeah. Who'd
Yeah, I
you?
went. I went with Yaya Touré.
That's who I went with. How was it a difficult pick or was it relatively easy for this one?
This one was pretty easy for me, just because both players they're like one of the strongest to ever play in the midfield. I feel like, and super difficult to get the ball off of them. And don't get me wrong, like Dembele, I remember us growing up watching him too. It was like very enjoyable and just nice on the eye. And that Spurs team was like they were pretty stacked. But I feel like Yaya Toure can do everything he did, but he could do more.
And I think it just went on the Dembele shouts kind of come back when everyone's talking about underrated players. And then I don't know, he was good, like you mentioned, but it's I feel like people are trying to just put his name out there more, just of the underrated conversation that goes on. But I feel like when it comes to him versus Yaya Toure, Toure was on another level. That one season, I think it was before Pep came in. It might have been a season or two before Pep came in. He was one of the best out there in the world. So Dembele is great, but not Toure levels, I don't think.
And even Toure, I would say, Yaya Toure is a little underrated in my opinion. 'Cause if you ask a lot of people like who are your top midfielders of all time, or even like in the Premier League, I feel like a lot leave out Yaya Toure in the discussion at times.
He was probably the true box to box
Yeah.
midfielder, all action.
Yeah, I feel like he was the reason he gets left out a little is just because he was kind of a late bloomer and like not really to his fault really, but um I mean the whole thing with Pep at Barca, like he was really good at Barca like to start off and in that midfield. But when like Ricard got sacked like halfway through the season, Pep came in like I don't know why, but like Pep never got along with Yaya.
It's color thing. That one's
That's what
definitely a color thing.
that's what people were saying, but like, yeah, I don't get it. Yaya was a beast, and
And yeah, I think the Barca, his time under Pep at Barca, ruined it too. He was out of position playing center back. I mean, he's still
yeah,
not bad at center back, surprisingly, but obviously not his strongest position.
yeah, and he only lasted what 3 years at Barca, but it was really that like, and Pep was like pretty vocal about like his disagreements with Yaya, like brought in Busquets,
Yeah,
but, And Yaya, what like sticks out to me versus Dembele is I feel like both of them carrying the ball are really good, but Yaya's like final product or like offensively his game I think is at a whole different level.
He definitely could finish.
Yeah, his 2014 season, he had like what, 20 goals as a midfielder?
Yeah, it's
And like
something wild.
and
Yeah.
the craziest part was like I think that season he only had like I think 25 shots on target. Like
Mm.
he missed zero big chances, which is insane.
He's putting away like free kicks also.
Yeah. His trademark I feel like is that curling, like the curler.
Oh yeah. Who's behind you cutting the grass back there?
What you mean?
When you turn your chair, someone mowing the lawn in the Chelsea pitch.
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh man.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I don't know who that guy is.
Enzo out there already. All right. So next category we've got the best English technician.
So between these two,
Yep, Scholes or Stevie G.
all right. Since these were the only two options, we have to pick from these two only. Okay.
Scholes all day.
Yeah, I pick Scholes too.
I think Gerrard had more of like the X factor, as in like he could win you the game, but like as a all around player, I'm gonna go with Scholes.
No. I feel like as an all-around player, Stevie G was definitely better than Scholes. But I feel like this category, best English technician, like that would be Scholes, I feel like. But overall midfielder, definitely Stevie G.
Do you think overall Stevie G?
Yeah, overall, yeah. But if this was like the best English midfielder, then yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know that's usually it's the triple threat debate with Scholes, Lampard, and Stevie G, but on his post is between the two.
Yeah, but I will say, if it was the triple like Lampard, Scholes, and Gerrard, then I would say my ranking would be in terms of just technician, Lamps number one, then Scholes, then Stevie G. Because I feel like Lampard, like unfortunately, he gets overlooked because of like how good of a goal scorer he was. Like people really forget about like his other abilities and playmaking. I feel like people are just like, oh, he was the best goal scorer, which is true, but like there was so much more to it. And he also like most of his career was playing deeper and would make those like late runs into the box. But people
Yeah.
just remember him for his finishing.
Yeah, I
But
forget which video I was watching. It was like a JD Sports channel, and like Lampard was in that video, and that's like his trademark that like not a lot of people know for is like his like timing of their runs. It's like always like on the money. But yeah, if it was triple threat, I would have still had Skulls one, and then I think Lamps two.
yeah, I feel like Scholes just like I mean, you love Scholes, but like he was always on the ball for United and like he seemed to like rarely lose the ball. And like he could really pick out any pass.
Yeah, and his striking ability is underrated too. Like he had a foot on him.
Well, as his career, he started as a striker, right?
Yeah, like through the academy. Yeah,
But
it's a tough one. I know that's the debate that always goes around.
yeah, I think technician wise, for sure, Scholes. Like I would say even over Stevie G would be Beckham. I feel like better technician, but like he was doing it more from like the wide areas, you know. But like Scholes to do what he did, like especially through the middles, crazy.
Yeah,
But I will say, overall midfielder, like that you were saying, like that's different. I feel like put Stevie G on that United team, they're better probably or the same. But like put Scholes on that Liverpool team, like that Liverpool team was carried by Gerrard.
yeah. That's what I was saying. Like Stevie G has that X factor, but like like if I was building a team and I had the option of like if I was doing like a draft and like had the option to start a team and it's like you get first pick either Stevie G or Scholes, like I pick Scholes easily.
No, I'd probably pick Stevie G because
Like you would want to build around Stevie G.
yeah, because Scholes also had like talent around him, and I feel like him playing next to like Roy Keane helped a lot too in the beginning of his career. But like Stevie G was just like he did it all for Liverpool and carried.
That is true. He single-handedly won them games, but
Yeah.
I gotta go with the ginger boy.
Yeah, I'm going with him for like best technician for sure. Like, which game sticks out most to you for Scholes
Goals.
or moments even?
Probably the Barca game when Barca had that light blue kit.
Classic.
Like, yeah, that banger he had, and then he's kind of just like bossing the midfield, even with like Xavi and Iniesta there.
Mm-hmm.
That and the game versus City where he came out of retirement and like secured us the win when he had the 22 kit number.
Yeah, I feel like that's like the one that's ingrained in my head for sure.
So, yeah, that'd be I wish he put a post where it's like the triple, the three of them.
Yeah, and if it was like best midfielder, then I think it would definitely be different rankings there.
Yeah, he got the United legend, Liverpool legend, and the Man City legend in lamps. Nah, I'm playing with you. All right. Next one, we have best midfield maestro, player with the flair, technique, and skill. And I specifically chose this Pogba because this Pogba was different gravy. So Pogba versus Thiago. And I know how much of a Thiago fan you are.
I would say Pogba the first few years at United too was pretty different. Or like his second time back at United, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, who'd you go with on this one?
This one I gave a slight edge to Pogba.
Yeah, I had to
very
choose
slight.
Pogba. I had to choose Pogba too.
Thiago's he's different gravy too, but Pogba at Juve was just like he was just a luxury player to watch.
Yeah, I feel like technique-wise, both of them are up there. I would say definitely. I feel like Thiago slightly edges Pogba on technique, but like skill and flair, that's all Pogba. Like he's a big showman and like pulls off like any trick. So,
But I feel like Thiago has like he pulls off the tricks, but they're very subtle, where like you
Yeah.
don't take notice, but it's like pretty hard to pull off.
yeah, I feel like kind of Messi-esque at times where like Messi doesn't really have crazy skills. Like he could if he wanted, obviously, but like it's always that little like shoulder feint, and that's the stuff like Thiago pulls off.
I will say though, Thiago like obviously I'm not a Liverpool fan, but like I wish that Liverpool move worked out a bit more. Or he came like when he was a little younger, still in his prime years, because I think him at like his prime years at Liverpool would have been wild.
Oh yeah.
'Cause we only saw like glimpses of it.
And when he did play, you could still see the quality there.
But like the definition of the technique is like when he had that one goal versus, I think it was a Champions League game where he like volleyed it, but like it didn't touch grass.
Oh, that side volley?
Yeah, that was wild.
It's crisp. Even like his passes, like sometimes he would do half volley, like long pings, and it was just beautiful to watch.
I will say though, I'm also like always surprised. He never really got the appearances for Spain.
Yeah, that one kind of surprised me too. I mean, I guess it was like also in the era where like Xavi and Iniesta were the main men, and then you had David Silva come onto the scene. But like, saw Xavi Alonso, but like Thiago always like, yeah, never really made it internationally.
Yeah, that was. I think he's back at I saw him like in the stands of Liverpool games, but I think he's back as like a director somewhere at one of his former clubs.
Mm. Yeah, Pogba on the international stage was different too. Like especially like you think about the World Cup they won in the Euros.
Yeah, he was like vital piece
Yeah.
to it. So
I know that's when like Mbappe kind of burst onto the scenes and Conte was key piece, but like I feel like Mbappe benefited a lot playing with Pogba there.
yeah, it's I don't know. People say his move to United was a flop, but I mean, I remember he still produced like great moments. It was just injuries held him back. Um, Sometimes it's just players around him. Like we were kind of in the mud. I mean, we still are, but I don't know. I don't think like yeah, he has a big price tag, but I wouldn't say he's like a failure at United the second time
Yeah.
around.
I feel like Thiago is definitely more consistent and he
Hmm.
was always giving at least 8 out of 10 performance
Oh yeah.
at a game, but like Pogba at times like he was very inconsistent. Like he would sometimes just like walk around games and barely have an impact, but then like other days you would think he's like the best player
Hmm.
to ever touch the field, and like produce like brilliance out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's either you're either getting like a 9 out of 10 or below 5 from
Yeah.
Pogba. Yeah, both a joy to watch. Now, next up we have best vision and passing, KDB versus Ozil. This was a tough one.
Yeah, it was hard not to be biased because like both of us are huge fans of Ozil. I see you put the picture of Arsenal Ozil. Is that what you're thinking? Or just his career overall?
Career overall, I just picked the Arsenal one just because I liked his celebration, and I would see it more in the Arsenal top.
Hmm. Yeah, this one I'm probably going with De Bruyne.
De
Best
Bruyne.
bet. Yeah.
Well, this one's a hard one because if you say best passer, KDB, but
Hmm.
vision, I don't know. Vision, I'd have to say Ozil. Because there'd be times like people like not even on the screen, and like he pulls off a pass and you're like, oh, where's he going? But then like someone like off screen like making a run. So I think like vision, I'd give it to Ozil, but passing KDB.
Yeah, KDB was like a sniper with his passes. Like it was just pinpoint and just like it was always with the right amount of like power and like the curl too was always perfect. And I don't know. I feel like even KDB though at times we're like, where's that pass? Like it was such an audacious pass. You're like, no way it gets through, but like somehow just gets
Mhm.
past defenders. And I don't know. I feel like KDB's passing is just one of the best of all time. So I had to give that a little more weight.
Fair, fair. Yeah, that one's a hard one. I think this one might be a uh, agree to disagree one.
Yeah, Ozil I enjoyed watching more though, I would say. And even his Madrid days was insane.
Yeah, I think his Madrid days, like even Cristiano Ronaldo was like saying that I think Ozil was probably one of his favorite players to play with in his career. And at Madrid, he was like he kind of played out wide at times, and would like kind of invert in. He's basically like he's basically a carbon copy of like his Turkish counterpart now, in Arda
Through there.
Güler. Yeah.
Yeah. And even KDB, he kind of did that for a while at City, like where he would kind of play out wide to the right and deliver
Mhm.
those crazy whipping crosses.
Do you have a favorite moment of Ozil of like his career? What's your if you had to pick one?
Favorite.
There's a
Obviously
lot
his
to
goal.
choose
Yeah,
from.
there's a
There's
lot.
too many.
But I feel like his trademark like goal. I think you sent a tweet recently of Kobe in training where he kind of scored by hitting the ball into the ground and letting it pop over.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like just like that in general, like Ozil was really the first person to like consistently do that,
Mm-hmm.
pull it
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, I think that one, and then uh probably the game, I forget who it was against, but like when he made like three people like slide and like he just did a fake cut, and like two or three people just slid at the same time and just taps it in. I think it was a
Oh
Champions
yeah,
League game.
yeah, it was a champion in the rain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, he did that with like ease. And all like the edits, like the video edits were so crazy.
Oh yeah. And then KDB. So I think one player that benefited the most from KDB transferring to City though was I think this player is also like, I mean he's good, but like I think KDB boosted him quite a bit was Raheem Sterling.
Yeah. He would put it on a platter for Sterling, like you could not miss.
I know Sterling he'll like go down as like a cult hero for City, but like he definitely wouldn't have grabbed those type of numbers without KDB.
Yeah. Yeah, KDB for me, like the most recent memorable moment of his is like when he came on against Newcastle, not this past season, but the season prior, and like they were down 2-1, but like brought him on late, and then like ended up assisting two goals, one to that Oscar Bob kid.
Oh
But
yeah.
like De Bruyne was like the ultimate game changer.
I think the KDB goal that like stuck out to me was like the one for some reason he'd always score versus you guys, and like the goals versus you guys would
Bangers.
always be bangers. So I remember the
Yeah.
first like when he first came to City and scored that banger versus you, and just like
Yeah,
calm celebration.
always outside the box too.
And a weak foot. It's usually like his left. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's also one thing. I think KDB was a bit more two-footed than Ozil,
Yeah, Ozil was very left-footed.
but nasty, nasty left foot.
Yeah.
All right. If we move on to the next, we've got best all-around striker Thierry Henry versus R9.
This one was tough for me.
Really? I thought this one was a little easier for me.
I went with TT. Who'd you go with?
I went R9.
Dude, I feel like R9 is a little overrated.
For
I know
real?
people have him as like the best striker on a lot of times, but I feel like
I wouldn't say he's the best striker of all time, but I think he's up there. Top five for sure.
yeah, top five.
For
Yeah.
sure, easy. I think best striker all time for me is either Suarez
Yeah.
or Big Ben's.
I thought you were about to say Berbatov the way you were.
No.
I was like, bro.
I say Suarez or Benzema.
Yeah, Suarez for me is clear of days, but yeah, this one was tough because like, I don't know when it comes to like speed, athleticism. I kind of broke it down by different attributes when I was thinking about it, like speed and athleticism.
That's Henri.
Yeah, I feel like Henri, but R9 was like he was good with like the feet, like the ball at his feet and running, whereas like Henri was more he'd take like that big touch, entice defenders to come, and he would just like blow by them. Whereas R9 was like he would constantly kind of have it close to his feet and run with the ball pretty quick. But yeah, I feel like Henri just like
You think Henri's kind of like, I mean, I'm not taking away anything from Henri, but like, he's basically like face of, like, if you have a Mount Rushmore of Premier League legends, like, Henri, hands down, is going to be on it. And Premier League, like, is known as like the best league in the world. Do you think that's why you kind of go with Henri? Is because, like, playing the hardest league and is like pretty much the face of that league?
Uh, no, I don't know if he was like the face of the league, but like I just think he's better than R9, like a lot of qualities. I feel like R9 was, and these are about to be some hot takes I already know, but like I think R9 was one of the most selfish players, and I know as a striker you have to be, but
Yeah, I
like
was gonna say.
when I watch his clips, like there were a lot of times where his teammates were open through goal and he would just not pass, whereas like Henry was super unselfish, made everyone around him better, but like R9 would just like try to bulldoze his way through at times and like just wasn't feeding his teammates when they were open. Even like when he did 1-2s, it was more for like himself to get through on goal.
Hmm.
So I feel like he was super selfish. Henry would like switch plays and like play his guys through. Finishing wise, I
That's
also
our
think
not.
I think Henry, like look at Henry's goal catalog versus R9, like I feel like Henry's goal
Mm.
catalog surpasses R9. And like I get the argument R9, like people were like, ah, he's more naturally gifted than Henry, but like uh what does that even mean? Like I feel like that just means like because R9 was so good when he was like 20, he was like the best player in the world. Whereas Henry, it took some time, but like I feel like people just hyped up R9 because like he was so good when he was young. So they're like, he's this natural, gifted player, but like
And if R9 never had the injury, like the ACL, like
yeah, his Ballon d'Or was such a joke. Like he should never have won that. He barely played for Madrid when he won it.
I don't know. I think R9 edges it because I think finishing wise, like R9 just edges it, and then you got strength is hands down R9, skills hands down R9.
But Henri didn't like skills like Henri could beat his players like pretty easily. But like Henri, like how do I explain this? Like Messi, for example, right? He doesn't pull off these crazy skills, but like he can beat his players. Henri is like Messi, where he didn't need to do elasticos and stuff. Like, why does he need to do that when he can just? I feel like he was better at beating defenders in R9.
Mm. Dang, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go I'm gonna stick to my guns with R9 on this.
R9, yeah, I'm heavy. Like the more I was,
We might have to put a poll up on IG to see what some of the listeners think. Because
yeah,
I thought this
I,
one was relatively easy for me.
with R9.
Hmm.
Yeah, I feel like R9 at times reminds me of like the whole naturally gifted part. It's like kind of like Foden these days, where like people are like, "Oh, Foden is more naturally gifted than like Saka and stuff." And like you see, and I feel like because Foden when he dribbles and stuff is like so tight and close to his feet, and like he
Hmm.
was so young when he kind of burst onto the scene, but like I feel like Saka like is better at beating his players. And I feel like that's the same as like Thierry Henry, like doesn't have to pull off skills, but can beat his players.
I will say I think the one argument a lot of people also use to edge R9 is like what he did for Brazil versus
Mm.
like France. I mean, France
But
Henry was still great, but like it was really Zizou that was like,
uh, I don't know. Look at even the finals against Italy. Like Thierry Henry, the things he was pulling off was insane.
mm,
I don't know. I feel like people just see Henry as like this pace merchant a lot of times, but I feel like he was really sound and like even strength. I will say R9 probably better with like his back to goal. Um, but Henry like shoulder to shoulder, he was super strong.
yeah, he was underratedly strong. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's gonna be a toss up.
Yeah.
All right, next up, best left foot. Now this one was a triple threat. We got Di Maria, Robben, and Gareth Bale.
Okay.
Well, this one we're
Th-
just doing pure left foot, right?
Yeah, just left foot, right? Yeah, not like the
Yeah.
player as a
Play.
totality.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I looked at it. Who was number three for you?
Bale.
Yeah, Bale was three. Yeah.
Number two, Di
Oh, I
Maria.
mean, touch on why Bale.
Oh, Bale. Well, I will say Bale had, as a player preference, I prefer him as one, but pure
Yeah.
left foot, I'll say three, just because. I mean, his right foot was quite strong too, and so right foot was quite strong, and then like his header was also like heading ability was quite underrated. Whereas I think the other two like heavily relied on their left foot.
Yeah, and I feel like Bale wasn't great because of like just his like, skills and like his left foot, but like a big part of his game was just because he was so like the most athletic guy that like
Oh
soccer's
yeah.
ever seen.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
Um, who's your top spot on this then? Number one.
Yeah, I had Robin number one.
Yeah, I had Robin number one too. But I will say, does Robin where would Robin fall out of the three for like who you liked and like enjoyed watching the most?
He would be last for me out of the three.
Same.
And probably number one for me would probably be Di Maria. I loved watching Di Maria, especially his Madrid days. He was insane, and he kind of reminds me of or Dembele kind of reminds me of him now, where like he played kind of wherever across the front three like Dembele, and like being left-footed, and then um, could also play down the middle as like a false nine almost. But like Di Maria was really fun to watch, and he wasn't just like a one trick
Sorry.
kill type thing like with
Mhm.
Robin. I mean,
Yeah.
respect to Robin for
Yeah, you knew exactly what he was gonna do, but still couldn't stop him. Yeah, I would say Di Maria. I'd say in order of who I enjoyed watching the most, probably Bale, Di Maria, and then Robin.
Mhm.
Just because I had to put slightly more weight on the international stage, like what Bale was doing with Wales, like single-handedly carrying them. It was like always mind-boggling. But I will say, like, very hot take too. Uh, Argentina's World Cup win was, I think Di Maria had a bigger role in that run than like Messi.
Oh yeah, I think Di Maria. I've always thought that he also was underlooked for Argentina, because he's playing with Messi. But like even the game, like when they lost to Germany and stuff, like Di Maria was out right in that finals, like with an injury.
Yeah, I don't think he played that game in that
Yeah, he was
final.
a big loss. Copa America too. He would always be out for like the final, but like he'd always be like the main man, like really creating it. But yeah, Robin just he had one like everyone knew what he was gonna do, but like you still couldn't stop it. And just goes to the quality of his left foot.
Yeah, exactly.
As Bruce Lee would say, what would he say? I don't. He would say like I don't fear a man who practiced 1,000 kicks once, but I fear a man who practiced one kick 1,000 times.
Yeah, that was it
Yeah,
was a
that's
kick or a punch, but it was basically that quote. Yeah,
yeah,
that was
exactly.
Robin. I will say Robin, I think he kind of shrunk at times when it came to the international level, though.
Ah,
Because I feel like for Netherlands, it was like Van Persie would always step up, Schneider step up. I mean, Robin still was pretty good, but like,
well, I feel like the Schneider conversation, that's a whole different story because I think he's one of the most underrated midfielders. But like, I feel like he was usually the main man. making things tick for Netherlands, but like I feel like Robin still performed really well at the international level.
Mm.
I feel like that would be kind of unfair knock.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he was still
Who
pretty good, but
who would you say at their prime is better? Robin or Ribery?
ooh,
Or maybe who did you enjoy more, considering
I'm
they were teammates?
I say Ribery.
Yeah, same.
He's one that gets overlooked a lot too. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know in France he had the whole like scandal, so he didn't really even feature as much as he could have for France, but
Hmm.
Ribery was saucy.
Yeah.
All right. Next up on the comp, we have best finisher in their prime, part one, Suarez versus Lewandowski. Yeah, this one I thought Suarez, without a doubt.
Dang. Yeah, I chose. If we're talking just finishing, I went with Lewandowski. I feel like Suarez is a better overall striker, but Lewandowski is kind of like the Holland for me, where he's like finishing is just elite, but he's pretty limited outside of just
Hmm.
that classic poacher type forward.
Yeah, that's a because I feel like Suarez. I think if we say yeah, because prime Suarez was Barca days, but I
Or
say
even,
if
yeah.
I say like Liverpool Suarez finishing like would outclass Lewandowski. I think he Suarez added like more to his game when he was at Barca. I think at Liverpool he was like a pure finisher as well. Like he could score from anywhere.
Yeah, he was picking up the ball from deep too at Liverpool, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like just pure finishing. Lewandowski is kind of like a sniper too. Like he just never really like missed. Like he was just so efficient.
Yeah,
Um,
5 goals in 9 minutes.
yeah, and then he also like didn't need many chances and like even the space, like he just quick touch and finish or one touch finishes.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know. This one was kind of tough for me finishing. I feel like they were almost at par with each other, just finishing wise.
Yeah, this one was a tricky one. Um, this one I think there's like no. I mean, all of these I don't think there's a wrong answer. But yeah, this one was quite close too.
Yeah.
Next one is gonna be another tricky one. Oops. We've got, sorry about that technical difficulty. Next up, we got best finisher in Prime Part 2, El Matador Cavani versus Kun Agüero.
I'm taking Cavani on this one.
I took Cavani too. He's one of the purest finishers I've seen.
Yeah. And he was definitely more versatile than Agüero,
Hmm.
I would say. And like Agüero was definitely just like in around the box type finisher. Like he did have a crazy like a lot of his finishes would go near post and like just so much power, like accuracy was crazy, but Cavani for me.
What about if it was the same debate as the last one? Like Suarez, obviously better striker overall, but finishing, you went with Lewandowski. For this one, who would you prefer as an overall striker?
Cavani too.
Yeah, I prefer Cavani.
Yeah, I feel like Agüero, he wasted a lot of chances, to be honest.
You think so? I can't
Agüero,
like
oh
whenever I
yeah.
watch City, I can't remember him like wasting chances, honestly.
Yeah, he would waste a ton. Like I remember back when he'd play, like I saw stats of like he was one of the most inefficient finishers. Like,
Hmm.
uh, I think he wasted above 20% of chances, big
Hmm.
chances, compared to others who like rarely were above 20.
Oh
Um,
wow.
but I don't know. Maybe it goes to just Agüero too. Just like he was kind of a poacher and like I don't know. Cavani, I feel like just his work rate I liked more,
Hmm.
and like him being able to run behind defenders too.
Yeah, his movement is like his movement's always crazy. Um, I guess out of the four, who would you pick?
As like my overall striker, just finishing wise.
Both.
Overall striker, Suarez, easy.
Hmm. Yeah. And then just pure finishing. I said
Ah,
Cavani for pure finish.
yeah, I think Cavani and Lewandowski second. I think Aguero goes at the bottom for both categories for me.
Hmm. He's still a cult hero of the Premier League for sure, but
Yeah, classic Aguero. But
hmm
Cavani, his goal catalog's insane too. Like he's probably scored like 5 bicycles.
yeah. Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I think Cavani, he got like his footballing ability was like slightly diminished with like Ibra at PSG because Ibra is such a big like ego figurehead, and like Cavani was kind of slept on. Um, but even with Ibra there, like Cavani was still like essential.
And I would probably like even if we threw in Ibra into this combo, I would still have I probably have Suarez number one still, and Ibra would be I don't even know where Ibra would probably be up towards like best finisher, but like overall striker, I probably wouldn't really choose Ibra.
Hmm. And I think which Cavani did you like better? Because Napoli or PSG
I feel
or
like Nat
United?
he was good for United to be honest,
Hmm.
but I would say probably Napoli days.
Yeah, Napoli
Insane.
Cavani was different.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got next? Best front three. We got BBC. For listeners, BBC in this case stands for Benzema, Bale, and Cristiano. Get your mind out the gutters. Or we got MSN, Messi, Suarez, Neymar. I think this one is just based on taste.
Yeah.
Like if you do you like just pure power pace or you like the flares and intricate?
Yeah, I enjoyed I think watching I enjoyed MSN more.
Hmm. Yeah, I think to the eye, MSN was more enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I would say like BBC though, like this is where it was kind of sad for Benzema, and I feel like fans will like eventually realize, but like he was probably kind of overlooked during that era, like how important he was. Like it wasn't really just Bale and Ronaldo, like
Hmm.
Benzema was also a huge influence, and like he sacrificed a lot of his game to accommodate for those guys.
Yeah, and once the two of them left, like I think that's when Benzema started getting a lot more praise, but like he was doing that back then too.
Hmm.
Um, like Real Madrid could use him for sure right now.
Oh yeah.
That's why Vinny's kind of, I think you said in the last episode, that's why Vinny's kind of off his game and been looking bad ever since Benzema is gone because he likes to run behind the defender. So,
Yeah.
all right, I think I have one more in here, and then I have a few others that are not on here that I have off the top of my dome. I wanted to ask you. All right, next one. This one he just recently posted, but the real Premier League real wall. We got JT or Vidic.
I have to go with my captain here, JT.
Yeah, I'll have to go with my guy,
I
Vidic. Vidic
mean,
is hands down my like favorite player all time, so I'll have to go
yeah,
with.
respect to Vidic though. Like I feel like Rio Ferdinand for some reason, a lot of people rate him higher than Vidic, but I feel like Vidic was the better defender.
I think it's because Ferdinand would suit today's game more, just like being able to play out the back and like bring out the ball more. But I think pure defending, like Vidic was different level, like two-time player of the year, or player of the season, Premier League as a
That's insane.
defender. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like
Um,
what Van Dijk's the only other defender to really do that.
hmm Yeah, I'll let you touch on your Capitan.
Yeah, I feel like John Terry was like compared to Vidic, could definitely play out the back more. And I mean that's just because growing up he was kind of in that midfield, and so he could play out the back and stuff. And times reminds me of kind of like Declan Rice, how a lot of people thought he would transition into like a center back eventually, but like JT actually did that. And then I feel like Terry too, like whenever it was like the biggest moments, he was always at the end of like I can vividly remember a lot of like crucial goals he scored. It's insane.
Or missed.
Miss one. Yeah, I remember one sad one. Had me in tears. uh, but yeah, JT, yeah, JT just that overall like leadership too, unmatched.
hmm Yeah, he's a true captain. Um, just gotta hide your wives around JT. No, I'm playing that. I think when it comes to defenders, like uh, you know how midfield is like the Scholes, Lamps, and Gerrard debate.
Hmm.
It's usually, I think like nowadays it's JT, Van Dyke, or uh Rio. That's like the debate that happens around. But I think if it's out of them three, I would slightly edge it to JT, either him or Van Dyke.
Yeah, yeah, I would say I'm still like surprised Rio's in that discussion because I
hmm
feel like Vidic was so much better, like
Yeah.
defending wise.
hmm Vidic was like one of those like I think Terry too, to be fair, like put their head on the line. Like
Yeah.
you don't see those type of players anymore.
Yeah, and Rio too, like he relied on like he was super athletic. I would say definitely more athletic than Vidic, but like um last 2, 3 seasons of his career, like you could definitely see him losing pace. Like he was one of the fastest center backs, and like Vidic was always there to kind of cover for him. And
hmm
Rio, I feel like his flaws were covered by Vidic.
Yeah. That was but I think that was his latest post. So you'll have to check that out if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Um, but I do have a few others that wasn't part of his posts that
Hmm.
I had for you, rapid fire. Really
Let's do it.
just one or two. First one, um, I might have
Messi
to
or Ronaldo?
I might have to give Texino a recommendation for this. Um, best the midfielder with the best flow, literally and figuratively. We got Luka Modric versus Andre Pirlo. Who would you go with?
Um, I'm going with Modric playstyle, hair, flow, Pirlo for sure.
Mm,
But I feel like Modric, what he accomplished, um, especially like the way he carried Croatia too. Um, I don't know. I feel like Modric is different, like his ball carrying abilities too, longevity. I feel like Pirlo too. I mean, people forget that he was definitely playing much higher up most of his career, and it was kind of towards the back tail end that he kind of dropped deeper.
mhm.
Just, I mean, with age, but
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like Modric is just different. He's class.
Okay. Question
Who would you
two.
pick for that one?
Uh, I'd say all around Modric.
Hmm.
Um, but I will say passing, like pure passing ability, like if that was like the only metric, then I'd give it slight edge to Pirlo.
Mm.
But all around, I'll say Modric.
Yeah, I feel like the passing's kind of close, but yeah, Pirlo.
Hmm.
But ball carrying for sure, Modric.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Question two. Who, I think this one actually he might have had a post. Who would you say is the more Joga Bonito? Ronaldinho or Neymar?
I feel like Ronaldinho, just like just the way he like, you could tell enjoyed it too.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like he was the OG Neymar, so I'm going with
Yeah,
him.
fair.
Dino.
I would say that too. And his celebrations were always great.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, Neymar is quite close. I wouldn't say it's like full on like easy, but
No.
slight edge to Ronaldinho. All right. And then this one, as a Chelsea fan, uh, you got three. Start one, bench one, and sell one. Claude Makelele, N'Golo Kante, or Moises Caicedo.
Start, bench, and sell. If like it's in my current team, like in our current Chelsea team, or
Um, Overall,
like their entire career.
yeah, entire career. If you were to start a team, build a team, and you had that defensive mid spot, who would be the filler?
Ah, dude. I feel like Conte, in terms of like defending wise, Conte beats Makelele and Caicedo are probably the same. It's Makelele, but like Caicedo is definitely third in terms of just defending wise. But Conte, I feel like can cover the most distance out of those three. Um, Now passing ability, I would give a slight edge to Caicedo. Um, but Conte's ball carrying. I would say start Conte
Hmm.
and then bench. I would say probably bench Caicedo, dude. Like,
Dang.
yeah, I know Makale, like he transformed that position, but
Yeah, the position's named after him, but
yeah, but I feel like
hmm.
Caicedo can offer more, like going forward, and like just in today's type of game, you have to be able to do more than just being able to like be an anchor and defend.
Mm. Dang, that's a tough one though.
But I feel like Makale had that like freedom to just like do that because like he had Lampard and stuff who
Hmm.
so it like took off some of that burden.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would also say Conte. He was like overall, like he just had a lot to his game.
Yeah, going forward, he's super underrated, kind of.
It was hard to get the ball off of him for sure.
But I
Uh,
mean, going back to one of your the first one I think you had was Dembele and Yaya.
hmm.
Um, Dembele is the only player that I've seen actually give Conte trouble. Like Conte was not able to get the ball off of him. Like that's the only player I can remember.
Mm, yeah, because Conte can win it off anyone.
Anyone? Yeah.
Mm. All right, and then last question: prime or peak for peak Chelsea edition, Drogba or Diego Costa or Jimmy Hasselback, throwing it way back.
Didn't watch Hasselback enough, so I gotta put him third.
Hmm.
I mean, it's just tough when you just like watch highlights and clips,
Yeah,
because it's only gonna be
fair.
the best ones produced. So Hasselback just by default third, but
His statistics is insane though.
dude, wild. Um, like Drogba made me fall in love with Chelsea, but I have to go with probably Diego Costa. Um, I
Mm,
I feel like finishing wise, Diego Costa has the edge, but both were like incredibly strong
hmm
forwards. But like, I feel like Diego Costa was just slightly above Drogba in class.
mm. Dang, crazy.
And Drogba
Chelsea
was also,
Chelsea fans are gonna be all over you.
I mean, Drogba though was like also one of the most unselfish players.
Oh yeah.
Um, like I feel like Lampard benefited a lot being able to play with someone like Drogba.
hmm Oh yeah. So I think that's all the scenarios we had. Had to throw in some more on the spot to you, but you want to move on quickly to some transfers.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
Let's start with United. Here we go.
Finally, about time we got Brian and Buemo. We decided to pretty much pay what Brentford was asking. Um, I mean, Sir Jim Ratcliffe noticed that we got a Baldy coming in, so save some cash on the shampoo. Um, but I think the reason it took so long, I don't think it should have taken this long, but the reason why was I saw we our pay structure is like it's throughout 5 years, the installments, so it's
Hmm.
technically like 16 mil each year, something like that. So that's the reason it was taking long apparently, but still, it was quite ridiculous. It took that long, but we move came before the preseason, so we'll have them for the USA tour. And then also at a United today, Marcus Rashford loaned to Barcelona. He did end up taking a pay cut, but Barca is basically covering a full season salary for the loan.
That's huge for you guys. I like that move by. We've talked about Boemo, so I won't really touch on it. But uh, Rashford, I really like that move for Barca. I feel like he'll cover really well for like Rafinha. Rafinha can play through the middle if he wants, but if he's still on the left, like Rashford would be able to slot in as a striker or like on that left side. So I mean, when he played for Villa last year, he was different, Rashford. So if they can get that, it's quality backup to have.
Yeah. Some other news. Chelsea out here finessing teams once again. They purchased Renato Vega originally for like 12 mil. Now ending up selling him to Atleti somehow for 40 mil.
Minimum.
Oh, that's the minimum?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all are finesse gods.
But he's quality. Just wait, bro. Just wait.
You think so? I don't know.
Yeah.
His Juve move was.
He was nice at Juve when he played. He didn't get to like he got injured, but like when he was playing, he was a starter and was quality.
Yeah, we'll see. I
I
was
feel
like, 40 mil? Come on, that's crazy.
that is a lot, but yeah.
You want to give the big news? Liverpool.
Yeah, so I guess like the drama going, I don't know if it's official yet, is it?
I don't think it's official, but it looks real close.
Yeah, we haven't got the here we go, have we?
Uh, did
I
we
don't.
get the here we go? Yeah, we got it
Oh,
yesterday
okay.
night.
Oh, dang. Okay. Well, that's crazy. So the whole drama, I'll back it up a little, was Newcastle were really interested in Hugo uh Ekitike um from Frankfurt, and they were kind of going back and forth, and then Liverpool wanted Isak because they're like, oh well, like are you guys gonna play both of them, and they're in need of a striker, especially RIP Diego Jota. And Newcastle were like, no, he's kind of untouchable. And then Liverpool approached Ekitike, and I guess it's happening. And
Yeah,
what for 100 mil? I think that was what I saw last.
Yeah, 95 mil.
95? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of money for this player. What's your opinion on him?
I think it's slightly overpaid, but he is still only 23. He's still really raw,
That's my big thing. He's raw, yeah.
very raw, but I don't think he will have the pressure to perform right away. Because Salah's still there, so Salah's gonna mask it with like all the goals and assists that he gets. But
Yeah, just at Frankfurt, like you could see the quality in him. His dribbling is great, change of pace, agility, all that. But like, I mean, you're a striker, you have to be a great finisher, and his finishing, I don't know. To me, it just he's really lacking that. He kind of reminds me of like Darwin Núñez with his finishing. Like Darwin Núñez at Liverpool wasn't
uh-huh.
finishing was pretty bad. Like I'm scared that he's also gonna fall into that trap.
Mm. Yeah, he just I haven't seen too much of him, but like I know skill wise, I think
Oh yeah.
he's got that for days. I didn't like how I was seeing a lot of people like Liverpool fans are like gassed about it, and we're like, we basically got the next Isak. I'm like,
But Isak's finishing is elite.
yeah, and he's already
Yeah.
like Premier League proven, like it's a whole new step up, um, coming into the Prem from Bundesliga. So yeah, we'll see, but he's an exciting talent, only 23. But it is a lot of money, and he hasn't really made a. I don't think he's really made it into France's national team yet.
No.
So yeah,
But
it's an
he's
interesting
definitely got a
one.
lot of potential. It's just yeah, his finishing just needs to improve.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh, and then sorry, another transfer to United. We're looking at a goalkeeper. Um, when I first saw him pop up, I thought it was Courtois, and I was like, no way, we're getting him. Just like based on the image, he looked like Courtois. But we're getting this keeper from Royal Antwerp, in Belgium. Sane Lemons. I probably just butchered that name. But as a goalkeeper, he got player of the season last year,
mhm.
which is crazy, but that's who we're approaching. Because apparently there's rumors of us getting rid of Bayender and then trying to get competition for Onana. So,
And then in other transfer news, yeah, I haven't seen much from United other than that. And then Chelsea, not much happening. Well, Madueke, we kind of touched on it last time, but it's official now at Arsenal. Kind of tough to see go because he's got a lot of potential and young, so that kind of hurt me, but good luck to him. One that I'm interested in is Sunderland next year. Have you seen how much money they've spent?
yeah, and they're doing a lot of. I kind of like their approach of mixing in some veterans with like some young talent.
Yeah. So I'll just list off a few players, but Lamine Diarra, they got him for 32 mil. Adingra for 21 mil. Uh, they got I remember they got someone from Atletico too.
Oh, Lodi, Renan Lodi. Some,
Yeah, Lodi, they got him. Uh, Sadiki, they got him for 15 mil. And yeah, they got more, but ultimately, I think they spent 120 mil.
mm,
So for Sunderland, that's a lot of money for a team that just got promoted.
hmm. Yeah, that's and then another team that got promoted, Leeds, they got I saw Sean Longstaff um recently. And then a team that went down last year, I think we touched on it, like a player, Kyle Walker Peters, he's at West Ham
West
now.
Ham.
Hmm.
And then other transfer news I saw was just, I think, I mean, De Bruyne, it looks like he might be taking the number 10 shirt at Napoli.
Who had it before? Was it Simeone or?
I think Maradona was the last person to ever wear it, and it was a retired
Oh,
kit.
oh,
But yeah, training in the locker room, you saw the number 10, so it's still speculation, but
oh wow, that'd be crazy.
yeah.
Um, and then another transfer that's happening, which I think is exciting for Forest. They just submitted a bid for Dan Ndoye.
Ooh.
He's he's a talent from Bologna. That'd be a good pickup. And then Tim Weah, he is going to Olympique Marseille from Juve. That was another one.
Speaking of Nottingham, real quick, I got a question for you based on the game we played today.
Mm,
Who would you take right now if you had to transfer in a winger? You had the three that transferred from the Premier League. You have Elanga from Nottingham to Newcastle. You have Madueke from Chelsea to Arsenal, and then you have Kudus from West Ham to
Spurs
Spurs. So if you were United, who would you pick out of those three?
to come to United. I don't think Elanga, just because he wouldn't really fit the profile. Um, I'd say Kudus.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'd say Kudus. He'd fit the inverted 10 perfectly for us.
Yeah, quality.
But I will say out of the three, um, like who I prefer to watch the most, I think watch the most I prefer would be Madueke.
Yeah, he's fun. He's frustrating at times when he's on your own team because he's
Hmm. As a
decision
new, yeah,
making at
as a
times.
neutral is yeah. And I think just the biggest news is the Victor Gyökeres to Arsenal. Like he's already had personal terms agreed, and he really wants the Arsenal move, but Sporting are being difficult, and not letting him go. And then United came out of nowhere, put in a bid slightly higher than Arsenal. But he said he still wants Arsenal, and he's like, it looks like he could like take Sporting to like a court case or something, like how this is turning out. It's kind of messy.
Yeah, but good for Sporting where like a player doesn't kind of isn't bigger than the team. I
But
like
isn't
that.
it like a general agreement is like you have to honor it?
It was kind of
Or
a gentleman agreement, yeah, but like I guess the whole way that like Gokris has gone about it, I guess, and
Mhm.
Sporting are like, well, we deserve a fee for this, so.
Yeah. So I think that's all the ones I had on my transfers. Did you have any more?
No, I'll have to look back on my notes. I didn't prepare any
Hmm.
transfer news for this one.
Yeah. But that was a fun game. Again, if you listeners, if you haven't checked it out, um, got to check out that Texino Instagram account. His commentary's elite.
All Rio, no BBL.
Hmm. I think the only Peter Jury's probably up there as my favorite, like actual commentator.
Yeah.
But Texino, he's on the come up for sure. Before we sign off, what's your favorite Peter Drury commentating moment? I think we might have the same.
Yeah, CR7's return.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, that was
chills.
poetic.
Hmm. But that's it for this week. Thanks for hanging with us. We'll be back next time to talk more footy, highlight game changing super transfers, because I think the league starts back up in August, and drop even more takes hotter than a Derby Day. If you enjoyed the chat, make sure to subscribe, drop us a rating, and share the pod with your friends and family. But until then, keep the football chatter alive, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.
Peace.